Hi, I'm KB with The Beat. How are both of you?
Very well. Thank
Hello.
you. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you both as well. So, obviously, to create such an intricate and deeply layered show of this nature, it takes a dynamic partnership. And I just want to say, I think you guys did an amazing job of adapting this. It's so good. So, I'll start. This is actually for each of you, but I'll start with you, Neil. So, what was the most creatively rewarding chapter to see come alive in this way?
I guess for me it would be episode 6, the sound of her wings, the death story, followed by the hobgaddling meeting every 100 years in the pub story. I found myself affected emotionally watching it, getting sent it to watch the whole episode and watching it and crying and not expecting to cry and crying twice, once when death takes Harry, and once right at the end when Morpheus and Hob meet in the pub as they've been meeting all those years, and thinking, this is affecting me emotionally. And I wrote these words and I wrote this thing and I wrote it 30 something years ago and I've lived with it forever and it shouldn't have any power over me. And yet watching it brought to life by these incredible people, by these actors, by all the people you don't imagine, like the set decorators and production designers who created the environment, that pub every 100 years. It absolutely got me, and I loved that it got me.
Yeah, episode 6 is actually one of my favorites. I actually love the friendship and the dynamic that we see every time they meet. That is one of my favorite dynamics on the show. But for you, Alan, which chapter kind of stretched you the most creatively and professionally?
That was episode 5, the diner episode. I really had no idea how we were going to solve it, because in the comics, you've got a narrator sort of taking you through that entire experience, and we didn't. So we had to figure out dramatically how we were going to tell that story and get to know those characters and have the audience fall in love with them. It was also a challenge because we'd been following Dream's story up until that moment, and now we're throwing an entirely new cast of characters at the audience. And is the audience going to come with us on that journey? And so it was also an extraordinary experience because of COVID. It ended up being the second episode that we shot, and we were in isolation, and we built that set on a soundstage, and we rehearsed it like a play, which you never get to do. And then we shot it in sequence like a play. So it was an extraordinary experience all the way around. And I felt like that was the episode where we figured out how to make the Sandman TV show its own thing. So I was particularly stretched by that.
Oh, well, I loved it. I mean, I think that each episode is obviously they're connected, but they're so unique and they drive the story in such a wonderful and lovely way. So just thank you so much for chatting with The Beat. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Thanks.